All right. Well, I'm for work. Had a chance to look at everything and assess it. Tuesday, event day. We're gonna start off with. Most you guys are gonna hate this damn thing. So go ahead and start with the bottom and work our way up. Support card. So as you see, everything's technological based. I don't have any yellow light technological relics that'll help, so screwed there. So this skill is kind of weird. Haven't really had a chance to play with it, so I don't know how well this is going to work. So its battle skill is create 6 light gems and places a light gem trap for 1 turn. If you are hit while that trap is activated, it creates 6 light gems. Why? I don't know. But whatever. Again, this one's going to create Slayer intensity and Power Gem silence. So this one actually is listed correctly. So this one will actually stop any type of ability that you have that will create power gems. Now, if it just heals you or I think creates regular gems, you should be fine. But anything that creates power gems, screw you, it ain't happening. So the best way to get around this is if it does happen to you, just kind of ignore it for a few turns. And then once it finally gets countered off, then you can activate all your cards. Next, we'll go with the event card. Defender. Kind of unusual. One thing I did want to look at real quick. Recovery's 336. 448. Okay. Defender. Unusual. Creates 3 light gem 1s and attacks for 600% of current health at a rate of 150 plus 150. That's another stupid nuke. I really wish they'd take the damn nuke damage out. It's pointless. Waste time. Causes nothing but problems and issues during your battle, because when you hit him with the nuke, then everyone else starts attacking in between, and it's a pain in the ass. Defender skill, Fear. Nasty buff. For those of you who are not going to be able to get this card, but if you have another card I'm going to show you, there is a way around this. A very nice one. Fear will cause one of your, or more, of your heroes to have their meters reset back to 0. Can be a complete total pain in the ass, but that's the way it works. Then we'll get to the biggest load of shit that they've done for a while. The ultra rare. The only bonus that I see is that they've actually allowed the ultra rare to be a possibility on tier 1. About frickin' time. Here's the problem with the frickin' ultra rare. He's your only healer. I don't... Whatever. Frickin' stupid. Creates 2 light gem 2s. I'm assuming it's going to be 3 when this becomes fully evolved. And will become immune to damage for 1 turn. Has a 7-turn cooldown. A little on the high side, but whatever. And then whenever an enemy casts a buff, it will heal for 750. I expect this to either go up to 900 or 1,000 when it's all said and done. But it's a passive healing. So once they try to put a buff on you, whether it's dispelled or not, it's going to automatically heal you. So the first time since they've actually changed to this new style Gen 3 cards, they give you a passive healer and they put it on the damn ultra rare. That's about as shitty as you can get. That's dirty, and that's bull. Oh my god, that's annoying as hell. Counter skill, Alkari, who cares? This is the most worthless thing you can worry about. This skill basically prevents you from adding time to the count meter of your boss. So if your boss is getting ready to attack and you have Alkari on you and you try to use some kind of a card that will increase their count meter up by 1 or 2, it doesn't work. That's all this skill does. So honestly, who gives a shit? This card is, other than for the healing effect, this card is not dispelling anything that's going to hurt you, going to cause you grief. It's not even going to bother you. Just ignore it. Most of us aren't even going to be using this particular skill, so just ignore it. The healing pisses me off. That's dirty. That's about as dirty as you can get. Sorry, but that annoys the piss out of me. And then we get the Master Collection card. Alright. So we only do 4 Power Gem 4s. Okay. Sure. Whatever you say. I'm kind of missing the 6 and the 8, but I guess 4 is better than nothing. She's going to hit harder than shit, though. But still, 4 is kind of meh. It's better than nothing, I guess. It only costs 25 intensity, so it's not like it's going to really take a lot to get it up. It's a 5-turn cooldown, so it's not horrible. It has 2 passives now. Kind of nice. Once per battle, instead of dying, will revive and heal you for up to 1,000% of your recovery at a rate of 250 plus 250 per 100 intensity. I have a couple cards that have done this before. If for some reason you just can't seem to get the health up and you die, basically they will revive you one time and bring you back to life for the continuation of the battle. I've had that save my butt more than once. A lot more than once, actually. So that's actually a nice little passive. And it has a second passive. When an enemy casts a buff, you gain a fortitude buff. Basically, it reduces damage that you take by 5% for 3 turns. Not much, but it's better than nothing. It does reduce the amount of damage that you're going to take. So it'll help you out. And since bosses cast buffs every 3 turns, basically as long as you have this card on your team, you're going to take 5% less damage forever. So, kind of nice. Counter Dispel Dodge, again, not a real big deal because this isn't a commander event and I've never seen a Master Collection card that's required for their counter skill with the exception of one particular commander event. So with that being said, possible deck options. So my ideal deck would be the Master Collection card, the event card, and the support card, and screw the ultra rare. If I get it, I get it. I'm not chasing it. It's not worth it. I will use this little jewel as my healer instead. One reason is I've got 2 relics for it, and heals for 300% recovery. If you don't get the event card and they put fear on you, use this to dispel fear, and not only will it heal you for 300%, but it's going to heal you again for another 300%. That's 600% recovery. It has a 3-turn cooldown, so as long as you can get some gems and get 9 gems back on the board to recharge him, by the time they do it again, you're going to heal yourself all over again. So for those of you who don't get the event card, but you happen to have this support card, you're golden. This card will completely take care of what the event card does not take care of. Awesome. And every other turn, this card will create 4 light gems and 1 power gem 1. So that is very, very helpful by keeping some gems on the board, allowing you to attack, and hopefully building up a little intensity for you. Ibex asked earlier about a particular card if she should level up. You asked about Edge Runner. I'm going to use Edge Runner. I have a different one I'm going to use, and I will explain why. Creates 1 light gem, power gem 1, plus 1 for every stack of 10 of Dren intensity rounded down. So basically, as long as you're using your Dren Relic plus the 1 Dren support card, this little jewel is going to produce power gem 1s to help fill up your board. So between the 4 power gems from the Master Collection card, the power gem 2s you're going to get from the event card if you happen to have it, then whatever this little jewel is going to make, plus what you have left over from what Indasha is going to create, and then you fill the rest of it up with what your support card's going to have, you should have quite a bit of gems on the board. Basically, you should have a board at least 3/4 full of power gems, and if it's a long enough battle, you should have a completely full board of power gems. And then the hit points on this one's going to go up by 35%, so you're going to get more hit points on that, plus your recovery. So, I mean, that. Personally, I'm not going to use that card. For those of you who happen to get it, use this one. Not only do you get a lot higher recovery, but increases your hit points by 50%. And this little jewel is going to do power gem 2s instead of power gem 1s. So it's going to allow your other cards to hit much harder. For those of you who are sitting there going, this sounds extremely familiar, well, that's because it is very, very familiar. Very similar to this deck right here. One deck creates power gem 2s, one card, the Master Collection card, produces your power gem 4s. Granted, it produces them at a rate of 8 instead of 4. Produces your power gem 2s, fills your board up with your regular gems, and then this one also does power gem 2s for every stack of special. And this card not only heals you, but also produces special intensity. So basically, I'm mirroring the fire deck with the light deck. The light deck's going to basically be just like the fire deck. I don't know for those of you who are paying much attention, but this deck right here, at that current setup, can take, however you say his name, Quetzalcoatl, whatever this green dude here is, I can take him down in one turn. That's how powerful that deck is. So if that light deck is half as powerful or 3/4 as powerful, I'm going to be happy. Very, very happy with that. So that's the basic breakdown of the deck, and that's sort of what I'm going to be planning on using. Don't really suggest using any of the commander cards unless you don't have a choice. If you happen to have a warden that will spawn Power Gem 4s, that one just attacks, that would be very, very beneficial for you. This one will create a gem fall, so if I'm able to fill the board up, I can create a gem fall. I don't really know if this is something that will be worth doing or not. It's definitely one I might play with for a little bit and see how well it works. See what he dispels. That's chaos. I think these will heal as well. Yep, so if you don't have the other, you can also use one of the Libras. The Libras will destroy 6 non-light gems and will heal you for 90% each time you attack. So this is another option for a healer if you don't have one. And hopefully you have the giant relic for this as well. So that will help you if you need. That's another option that you have for a healer. I think that's pretty much all of them that I have that would be feasible. I don't think this one is at all. Nope. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm at and my intentions. So again, questions asked. Like I said, you're going to have to either be lucky and get the ultra rare, or you're going to have to use pass event deck cards for your healers. Personally, I'm not chasing that damn thing. If I get it on the first pull, I get it. If I don't get it on the first pull, I ain't chasing it. It ain't worth it. So good luck to everyone, and happy Slayer event.